Okay, context, right? This is the guy everyone in America right now is like losing their shit about. Like, oh, they killed another unarmed black man. Context, the guy was popped shots off at police. For some reason, that's not in this video. Led them on a chase, right? And was apparently popping off shots at police, and then this happens. They're quite short.
He's slowing down here, slowing down. Stop. It's your fucking hands! It's your fucking hands! Don't you fucking move the car! You fucking move! Hey, don't fucking move! Don't fucking move! Show me your hands! Show me your fucking hands!
Warning, this guy's like literally about to turn into Swiss cheese. So, if you don't want to see it, close your eyes. Oh, Jesus Christ. Maybe, you know, I don't know. I mean, there's like 9 guys there, right? So, okay. But, calm it down, guys. You know? Jesus. The dude does like instantly turn around, which is not smart. You know, like obviously you're gonna get shot. It's like, I don't want to be a cop, dude. Fuck that. Especially in the States, right? Alright, it's about to happen again. Close your eyes. Six seconds. Like, that's what people always forget, right? There's like... It's like with the Rittenhouse thing. Oh, he shot him 5 times. Yeah, in like 1 second. You know? Like... It's not like he shot him 5 times. That doesn't take 30 seconds. It doesn't take a minute. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. You know what I mean? Like... When you're slowing it down to like a crawl, obviously it looks like, and when you're breaking it down in words, it makes it sound like you have like any idea what's going on, besides the fact I need to pull this trigger right now. You know what I mean? Like, by the time you've shot five times, you've barely registered that you just shot 5 times. It's that fast. Can we just... America, for real, don't do this, okay? This shit right here, this is how you kill people on bikes. You need a separate fucking... Look how much fucking space you've got. Make an actual bicycle path. Don't put that shit on the road.
Don't fucking move!
It's not fun for bicyclists, it's not fun for cars.
Stop moving! Stop moving! Stop moving! Show me your fucking...
Police try to stop Walker's Buick about 12:30 a.m. for investigation of an unspecified traffic violation and chased him when he did not pull over. Shortly after, an officer said he heard a gunshot come from the Buick. Walker jumped out of the car wearing a ski mask and ran into a parking lot. While officers following, eventually firing. A handgun, a loaded mag, and a wedding ring were found on the seat, and a casing consistent with the weapon was later found at the point where officers believed a shot came from the vehicle. So unless... Well, obviously the response will be, oh well, they planted it. Okay, right. There's like 10 people. There's like 10 cops on there. The body cams were instantly released, but sure, they planted the evidence. Anyway, let's
Cops in Akron, Ohio.
I hate
just
giving these
released
guys
body cam
views,
footage
but
of the fatal shooting of a young...
if you don't point out the lies and hypocrisy, they get they get away with it, right? So we're going over it.
And
We're going
Jayland
over it.
Walker,
Fuck it.
he was unarmed and running away from the cops at the time that they opened fire. Before we get to the graphic footage, I do want to discuss the details of the story and what prompted the shooting to begin with. The incident apparently began at about 12:30 a.m. last week on Monday, when police say that Walker fled as officers attempted to initiate a traffic stop for traffic and equipment violations. About 40 seconds after the pursuit began, a gunshot was fired from Walker's vehicle. So these are some of the details that are important because the cops are already putting out their messaging about this.
She's already framing the story. Like, she's already trying to frame the story. Like, how about you give us the facts and we'll make up our own minds. Don't try and like, oh, here's my opinion on it. Fuck off. You're trying to be a news. These people are not news, okay? They like to style themselves reporters, but they're literally just commentaries. Like, they're not news.
In an attempt to cover what they did.
It's like, okay.
In firing over 90 bullets toward him as he was running away from them. But they claimed, well, you know, we have evidence indicating that he did in fact fire a weapon from his vehicle as he was fleeing from us. And this next video will show you what they're referring to. Let's watch.
Investigators over the weekend shared more about the possible perceived threat the officers faced during the pursuit, including a single gunshot that allegedly came from inside Walker's car.
You can see the muzzle flash so clearly.
They say this muzzle flash image captured by Walker's face. Investigators over the weekend shared more about the possible perceived threat the officers faced during the pursuit, including a single gunshot that allegedly came from inside
That's a muzzle flash, okay?
Walker's car while police were chasing his vehicle.
You can even see the fucking puff of gas leaving the muzzle, leaving the barrel, the muzzle, the same thing. It's not the same thing, you know what I mean?
This muzzle flash image captured by state traffic cameras is evidence, and investigators later recovered a shell casing at that scene.
Like, you can literally see it. There's a flash of light and then a puff of smoke. Generally, that means a gun was fired. I'm gonna throw that out there. That's just my opinion, all right? But fine. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. No, let's not. Let's not give them the benefit of the doubt. They're just fucking lying. You know, let's not give them the benefit of the doubt. They're clearly lying. They're like, oh, covering it up. No. There's video of it. They found the shell casing, and there was a gun found with a bullet missing. I wonder how that comes. A clue, Sherlock. But these people aren't that smart. Well, actually, I shouldn't say they're that smart. They might be. They're just ideologically tainted.
They also claim that they recovered a weapon from his vehicle. Now, this is an ongoing investigation, so this is what the cops are saying. Obviously, the facts of the matter might change as the story develops and the investigation continues. After several minutes, Walker got out of his car and fled on foot, police said. Officers deployed tasers, but they alleged they were unsuccessful in subduing him. But what about when he was running away from police? Was he armed at that time?
When officer dropped his taser and was firing, and I was like, what the hell?
Were they justified in
has like taser prongs coming out of it.
Walker,
it was like hooked around.
According to reports, was unarmed at the time
weird.
he was killed. Though a gun was recovered from his car after the shooting. Akron, Ohio Police Chief Stephen Milet said at a news conference on Sunday, when police released large portions of body cam footage from 13 officers who were at the scene.
13 officers. It's like, over 90 shots were fired. Okay. Since that's so significant. 90 divided by 13 equals, on average, every police officer shot 7 rounds. And then let's see even more. How would I find that out? Average service pistol police US. Or what is, because it changes by state, right? The most popular police service pistol is the Glock 22. I'm pretty sure the Glock 22 has like 15 bullets. Standard 15 magazine, boom. So most of these guys shot less than half their mag, for starters. And again, we went over this. This is in a 6-second span.
Now, the shooting is being investigated by the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations. 8 cops fired their weapons, 7 of whom happen to be white, 1 of whom is black. They claim that they thought they saw him turn around.
Why does that matter? Okay, see, this is just framing a narrative. Like, why does that matter? Look at how she says that. Like, it's like snuck in there.
The shooting is being investigated by the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations. 8 cops fired their weapons, 7 of whom happen to be white, 1 of whom is black.
Why does that matter? 7 are white, 1 is black. That's like they're poisoning the information constantly. Like, these people, in my opinion, should be held fucking criminally liable for some of the shit they say, dude. Like, you want propaganda? You want outright propaganda? Look no further. Like, they're not even hiding it. Like, there's video. This is like the Rittenhouse thing all over again. The Rittenhouse was a self-defense case. Everybody knows it, but in case you don't, Rittenhouse was a self-defense case from start to finish. It was all on video. Every single second of it was on video. There was so much footage of that night. It was on the internet the night of. We watched it. Like a day, not even a day later. Literally not even a day later. Like, it happened, and like an hour later, we watched the fucking video of it. Like, nearly. It's like, it's crazy how interconnected everything is these days. But it was like one of the first self-defense cases that's just from start to finish, all on video. And they were still trying to frame it as like, oh, he went after them. He like shot them on purpose. Blah. Well, he did shoot them on purpose, I suppose, but not that kind of purpose. It was the self-defense purpose, right? It's like one of the most clean defensive shootings I've ever seen in my life. That kid was... amazing is the wrong word, because it's a terrible situation for all parties. But that kid defended himself legally and I would say professionally, right? He never flagged anyone that wasn't like coming at him, never shot at anyone that wasn't directly a threat to him. If they backed off, he backed off. Like, we went over this like a million times, but everything about that was clear-cut self-defense, and it still went to trial because of all of the lies. It's insane.
They claim that they thought they saw him turn around toward them and reach for a weapon, which is why they opened fire even as he was running away from them.
We just saw
so
that
I give
happen.
you all that context, all those details before we go to the video that is getting a lot of attention.
He had 60 wounds.
It is difficult to watch, so I want to give you that warning. But without further ado, here it is.
We're gonna have to cut this part out to watch, though. Jesus. That's a lot of shots.
So just to tell you about
There's
the
a lot of guys
aftermath
there,
of the shooting, a medical examiner's
Yeah.
report found that Walker suffered at least 60 wounds. They're still trying to determine, though, how many times he was shot and which wounds are entrance wounds and which are exit wounds. In some of the footage, Walker appears to be on the ground as gunfire continues.
It is.
Walker died from multiple gunshot wounds to the face, abdomen, and upper legs. And after shooting him dozens of times, and after it was obviously clear that he was dead and not a threat, the police decided to handcuff him anyway. Cenk.
That's standard procedure.
So, first of all, let's note the disparities as usual.
First of all, that's standard procedure. But yeah, the guy was dead. I mean, the handcuffs, a little superfluous, I suppose, but that's standard procedure. You handcuff the suspect. You get him in custody. In this case, dead or alive. But it's like, again, oh, they shot him 60 times, over 90 bullets fired. Like, okay, this happens in 5 seconds. 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, that's like, 5 seconds is not a lot of time. If you're gonna shoot at a suspect, this is what they're I'm pretty sure this is what they teach in the States as well. If you shoot until the suspect stops. If every cop in that foot chase shoots until the suspect stops, then you get 60 wounds and you get 90 bullets fired. That's like, it looks insane. I know it looks insane. I really do. Like, I look at it myself and I'm like, holy shit, this looks insane. But logically speaking, every cop shot like 8, 9, 10 bullets out of a 15 bullet magazine. Like, that's actually in a 4 to 5 seconds time span. That's not that much. It's really not.
Highland Park shooter killed 7, wounded 36. Police took him in without a single shot fired.
Okay, can we just like, this is apples and oranges. You can't just compare random cases. I'm gonna go back because I don't know what he said, but I heard the last part of it, and I'm already calling bullshit without knowing what he's referring to.
So, first of all, let's note the disparities as usual. Highland Park shooter.
Highland Park shooting. Is that the school? I'm gonna show that here that you guys can see it too. And to show we're biased, we're going to the extremely left-wing CNN. Supposedly. I don't really, yeah. Plum plum plum. At a July 4th parade. When was this? Oh shit, I haven't even heard about this one. How's the arrest? How did it? What happened? Did he, like, just I'm assuming the guy just gave up, right? And handed himself in. And then he's comparing that to some dude that's running away and then instantly turns around while he's running away. When 8 police officers that are pointing guns at him are right behind him. Smart. Yeah, I don't know anything about this one, so I can't really say, but I'm pretty sure he probably gave himself up. See what happens when you give yourself up? You get arrested instead of shot. That's the point you gotta get out of that. Not that, oh my god, the police are racist. No. The perpetrator's actions matter as well. Like, it's not because he shot X many people that you can just get to shoot him in return. If he shoots at you, fucking take the guy down. You know what I mean? Like, as a police officer, obviously. Or if he's in an active shoot guy 100 times, nobody cares. But if the guy gives himself up, then you're gonna arrest him and we're gonna try him because we're still, hopefully to some degree, a nation ruled by a civilized sense. You know what I mean? Or a sense of civility. And we're not just like, oh, just execute you in the street. Like, that doesn't actually happen all that often. I don't want to say it doesn't happen ever, but it might happen occasionally. But the police are not going around executing you in the street like en masse, okay? That does not happen. That is some weirdo talking point that I don't understand people fall for.
Killed 7, wounded 36. Police took him in without a single shot fired. Charleston shooter without a shot fired.
Charleston, okay. Dylan Roof, yeah, he gave himself up too.
And it goes on and on and on.
And they all have the common thing like, oh, this guy did something heinous, then gave himself up and wasn't murdered. Now look at this guy doing something heinous, running away, not giving himself up, making sudden moves when 10 fucking police officers are behind you with guns, and he got shot. Oh, the humanity. Can you believe it? Can you absolutely believe it? These people are racist scum. Like, bro, are you serious? This is your argument? You have... I don't understand how this guy has a giant show on YouTube with, like... Well, their views I would kill for, but they're garbage views. You know what I mean? Like, you got 17,500 views, and I guarantee you half of them are hate watching you. or hate watching TYT, right? Because a lot of people hate TYT for obvious reasons, right? They're quite unlikable for everyone.
Shooters, right wing, white, no shots fired, taken in. Okay, you've got a guy here.
Oh, he's right wing and white. They have privilege. No, they don't, dude. Like,
who, look, the facts are complicated. We don't yet know if the story about the shot coming out of the car is true or not. He did not surrender to the authorities right away, so there's differences in the fact pattern. No question, I'll grant you that. By the way, if you're thinking, well, this is probably a lifelong criminal, etc., there's a gun in the car. No, the family attorney says he has no criminal record at all.
Doesn't matter.
In trouble with the law. So there's some disparities here.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. I've never gotten in trouble with the law. If I go out and I take a pot shot at police, I'm pretty sure they're gonna shoot back. Like, you know? Oh, I'm a model citizen up until this point, right?
Bother to find out? No. Why did they shoot? Because he turned around suddenly. Okay, but if he was gonna surrender, wouldn't he stop and turn around?
Context. If you're running away from the police and you didn't go, "Wah!" you're gonna get shot. If you run away from the police and you didn't go, "Ah, fuck," you're not gonna get shot. See the difference? Right? I never turned around. I just put my hands up and stopped. Instead of going, "Ah!" like an imbecile and taking 60 bullets.
And you saw the video.
I did. You clearly didn't.
He was already on the ground. You see it in the video. He's on the ground for seconds, and they're shooting.
For seconds! Whole seconds! At least he was smart enough not to lie, but he's trying to make a second sound like a lot longer than it is. Can you believe it, guys? He was on the ground for seconds. Idiot.
Shooting and shooting and shooting. I don't know how many times they hit him in the face after he'd already hit the ground. And then after riddling him with 60 bullet holes, literally, they go and handcuff him, as Anna told you.
Standard procedure.
Because
kind of dumb,
but still, the 13 cops there, you never know. You never know. Their life is so much more important than his life. That is what they have been trained.
You do never know.
I tell you that in every one of these
gotta
cop
stay
shootings,
safe, bro.
Right? Now, but I want you to understand.
The guy was dead. Let's be honest, right? But I think I get both sides. It's kind of dumb, but I get why you do it. It's, you know, that's like, yeah. Why are you harping on that?
It's not my opinion. So that's the Akron Police Union came out with these statements. They said that the shooting was justified in their actions, quote, including with the number of shots fired. And then they have another quote. They said, the decision to deploy lethal force as well as the number of shots fired is consistent with...
Sorry, that was funny.
Deploy lethal force as well as the number of shots fired is consistent...
Consistent? What's consistent?
With use of force protocols and officers' training. So they tell you, this is what we do. We murder people like this.
I can't stand this guy, dude. I don't understand how I unironically watched this like 10 years ago. It's insane. Like, the guy's a lunatic. Like, can you follow the logic? For real? Can you?
We shoot at them 90 times. We put 60 bullet holes in them, including several in their face.
Like, she said 8 police officers fired. There were 13 on scene. So between 8 and 13. That's, again, about 7 to 10 bullets per police officer. That's nothing. There's 15 in a mag, and a lot of the times you empty the mag. It's called a mag dump, you know, for a reason. I mean, should I think that should be a police tactic? Perhaps not, but that just means the police needs more money. Train them more. So give them a better budget. Like, the whole, defund the police thing, that was such a dumb idea. Like, no. You're complaining that the police are unprofessional and not trained enough. And then you want to take away the money so they're So they'll become more unprofessional and less trained. I'm sorry, what? Can you explain the logic to me? Like, I don't understand how so many people in the world as a whole can, like, actively not think for a single second. Like, if you think for 1 second about that, right? We allege that the police is not well trained and unprofessional and go around, you know, like being racist and killing people and blah blah blah. So therefore, we want to take away the money from the police. I'm sorry, don't you then create a worse police force than you already have? Shouldn't you increase the money, increase oversight, if that's, you know, if that's your if you want to make sure, and make your police better trained, give better programs out, you know? why would you want to defund the police? That will do the exact opposite of what you're saying you want.
If they turn around suddenly, and of course, and if they're black, and then
the race angles always with these guys, like always harping on the race. It's disgusting. Like, they cannot see anything disattached from that, like, the race thing, man. Like, these are literal racists. They view everything through a filter of your skin. Like, oh, you're white, therefore X. Oh, you're black, therefore Y. What the fuck are you talking about? That's literal racism. And I don't understand how people cannot just look straight through this shit.
And we let them bleed out on the pavement. But if you're a white serial killer or you just committed a massacre, kid gloves. You okay? We can take you to Burger King if you like.
I ain't gonna repeat myself.
I don't think that.
And then he looks to the side like he made a point. This guy is such an imbecile.
The cops in this situation will face any real punishment.
They shouldn't.
I highly doubt that a grand jury would indict them because they're going to point to him allegedly. Again, it has not been confirmed yet, but they allege that he shot a gun from his vehicle. They're going to point to the portion of the video where he turned around, and they're going to say, since he had shot a gun from his vehicle, we had reason to believe that he had a gun on his person and posed a threat as he was running away from us. I'm not saying I agree with what the outcome is likely going to be. I'm just saying.
This chick is blinking like crazy, dude. I'm pretty sure when you're blinking like that, you're making shit up. Like, you're not being, I don't think she's being truthful here. What a shocker, you know? But she's like, I'm like, whoa, calm down. You're making it a little obvious.
Saying this is what the likely outcome will be. And I say that
look at her.
Frustration and anger because, look, even if you agree that this was
she said it with frustration, and that's when she hides her eyes, right? Like, she's just blinking.
Again, it has not been confirmed yet, but they allege that where he turned around, and they're going to say, since he had shot a gun from his vehicle, we had reason to believe that he had a gun on his person and posed a threat as he was running away from us. I'm not saying I agree with what the outcome is likely going to be. I'm just saying this is what the likely outcome will be. And I say that with frustration and anger because
that signifies something, dude. I know that. Like, I don't believe this woman. I don't believe she's I think she knows. This is why I think she knows that she's like full of crap, right? Because every time she's doing something like this, she's blinking like a damn lighthouse that's going in overcharge mode, dude. This is like bling 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 bling. Like, whoa. Are you trying to tell us something? Blink twice if we need to come rescue you, you know?
Look, even if you agree that this was a dangerous person, right?
Yeah, she blinked twice. We gotta rescue this chick, man. We gotta get her out of the cult. she's telegraphing us.
Okay, we have seen now in multiple mass shootings that the cops are very much capable of apprehending an armed, dangerous person without engaging in an extrajudicial killing.
They in general give themselves up.
Do we want to live in a society where cops get to decide whether you live or die? Whether they're the judge, jury, and executioner? Or do we believe in having a criminal justice system where everyone, every suspect, gets to see their day in court? That is the question here.
If you give yourself up, you'll get to see that day in court. I guarantee it.
I don't believe for a second that they were unable to apprehend him without shooting him to death, without firing 90 rounds and hitting him 60 times. I just...
9 plus cops.
Death and destruction. This is what America is. This is what freedom looks like. This is what criminal justice looks like.
Remember, after they shot him 60 times, they didn't find a gun on him. So they found it back in the car, and you can say, hey, that's really bad. Okay, I hear you, and we're sharing all the facts with you. But it turns out he didn't have the gun on him when he was running, okay?
Cops don't know that.
Don't run from cops. If you're black and you're running from cops,
no.
they'll shoot you.
If you're anybody, doesn't matter what race you are, and you're running from cops, and you turn around, after you've shot at them at least once, and you turn around on a dime, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. It's that simple. Doesn't matter. Black, white, orange, red, green, blue. You're done if you do that. Everybody knows that. That guy probably knew that.
In the back. Don't do it.
You didn't shoot him in the back though.
Assume you're a threat by definition. If you keep running, they'll shoot you. If you turn around, they'll shoot you. If you put your hands up, they'll shoot you. If you put your hands down, they'll shoot you. Don't run from the cops, okay? I know that means that they're probably going to abuse you and beat the crap out of you, but better than getting murdered.
Or possibly kill you anyway.
Okay. They might kill you anyway, that's true. We've seen videos, there was a...
That's kind of true though. Rather than ass kicking than dying, you know, I'll get to stop resisting for a minute instead of a couple of bullets in my ass. I'm up for it. Well, I'm not up for it, but you know, at that specific time, I'd be up for it.
Louisiana, the guy's already handcuffed. He's on the ground. There's 3 cops on him, and they shoot him and kill him anyway, right? I got you, but like try to minimize the risk to yourself. So the cops say, well, we had reason to believe. I mean, there was a gun that we found later in the car, not where he was, right? Well, you have reason to believe that the Highland Park shooter had a gun. You know why? Because he shot 47 people.
And he gave himself up then.
You had reason to believe he had a gun, but all of a sudden...
Considering, I saw some pictures of it. It looked like he gave himself up. So.
Oh, is he okay? I hear he's a Trump supporter. Is he okay? Okay. Now, you had reason to believe Kyle Rittenhouse had a weapon because he showed it to you before and after he did the killings.
It's just ridiculous.
But you, like him and all of his militia buddies, you gave water to, you gave aid and comfort to, and then there's people dead on the ground, and then you let him go afterwards.
They showed that. They literally showed the muzzle flash. They showed it. You can see the muzzle flash, you can see the puff of smoke. They literally showed it. These people are just, oh.
Remember when Kyle Rittenhouse tried to turn himself into the cops with a weapon that he just used to kill 2 people?
I know, but their audience doesn't know that. That's the thing, right? They're just lying to the few fools they have left. These guys are actually... These
cops are like, oh, no, you're white and a right winger. Free to go. Free to go. This is insane, man. Well, so what are we looking for? Are we looking for them to shoot the white guys too? No. We're looking for you to actually do your jobs and protect the citizens.
If you fuck with the police, right, and you're gonna try
and
turn around on a dime while you're running away from them. I don't give a shit, dude. Black, white, red, we just went over this. You're gonna get shot. You're gonna die.
Can you wait half a second as the guy is turning around, maybe to surrender?
No, because if he does have a gun, now 2 officers are dead. No. This is the dumbest idea. You don't make sudden moves when people have guns on you. I don't care if you're police, if they're police or not. You don't make a sudden move if you want to survive.
And point your weapons at them, but not yet fire. Nope. Half a second. 90 shots into him. And they're and why?
Half a second, 90 shots into him. Yeah, in 4 seconds. Okay, this is what gets me. Like, they're trying to like make it seem like they've got so much time, right? Because he was on the here it is. Oh, give him half a second before he turns around. But that in that half a second, he can actually shoot and kill other people. Because they don't know he didn't have a gun. In their mind, he was popping shots off, or he popped at least one shot off at police. This guy's armed. And you treat him as armed until you know otherwise. So if you're running behind him and this guy's running away from you, and immediately he turns around, like without any warning, without putting his hands up, just nothing, just turns around, you're gonna shoot this guy. I don't care who you are. You're either gonna shoot this guy or you're probably dead. Because you don't know he doesn't have that gun. You have no fucking idea. Okay, no, sorry. I'm done with these guys. I'm so done. Until the next time they piss me off, and I will make a new video about it. Fuck it. This is where we cut.